8-1 double landed and the double advised. Great start to the new year on the main line. Yeah, brilliant day yesterday. We had two selections and I backed it up with a half a point each way double. So it was a total layout of 3 points on the day across the two feature races. Now, this is outside of our usual kind of each way at big price value plays kind of modus operandi, the way that we do things. But on certain days, I like to keep things flexible and look at the best potential way of making money, essentially. And in the novices chase, the grade 2 novices chase that Il Atlantique won, I thought that he was fair value at 1 point win at 11-4. And the yellow clay was a similar price, wasn't he? 5-2, 1 point win, something like that. Or maybe they were both 11-4 at the time of posting. Something like that anyway. And there were reasons to think that one or both of them could get turned over, but it was very difficult to see him out of the first 2 or 3. Now, obviously, Il Atlantique's race only had 5 runners, but I was very confident because of this horse stays 2 miles 4, 2 miles 5, and he had good form on heavy ground. He'd also had more recent form than In the Pocket, who'd only ran sometime in October at Wexford, and Henry de Bromhead's horses hadn't really been finishing off their races either, so I didn't really like him. And Firefox, his jumping's a bit funny. So I was very confident that Il Atlantique would run a big race, and even if he did get turned over by something, that he would finish second, at the very worst case scenario. So the each way double, even though a short priced each way double, 11-4 or 5-2 or 2-1 and 5-2 or whatever prices you may have got, some people might kind of turn their nose up at that type of each way double. But when it pays off like it did yesterday, it's a weapon of mass destruction. That's what it is. And even in the worst case scenario, if just say both of them had lost, but they had finished in the frame, because it would have been very difficult for them to not finish in the frame if they'd stayed standing, I would have got back 33% of my stakes, around about that, from the each way double side of the bet. But in the best case scenario where both horses win, we get the win side from the 1 point win bets, but we also made around about 8.5 or 8.5 points of profit, clear profit, from the short priced each way double. So it was around about 13.5 points profit from the endeavour. So I think we laid out 3 points. We'd returned just over 16 points, something like that. And it was a very, very powerful day. And just the race reading as well, I was very, very happy with. Il Atlantique. Stamina for me is the most important factor in racing. Yesterday it was very rough conditions at Naas. Naas is a very stiff track. And Il Atlantique had the right blend of stamina, form over further, recent match practice and fitness, back class as well over hurdles. He had a good form at the track last year on the same card where he finished second, only beaten by a short head in the feature novices hurdle, the Lawlers of Naas. So everything looked set for Il Atlantique to run a massive race, and I don't think that was represented in the price at the time at 11-4. That was, quite readily available, at least 5-2. So yeah, that was a very good bet. And then the yellow clay in the Lawlers of Naas itself, there was 1 or 2 horses in there that had unbeaten profiles. You had the Willie Mullins horse with the French name, whatever it was. I went back and looked at that horse. All you need to do is just go back and watch his race when he won the maiden hurdle. He jumped like a wardrobe. He didn't jump well at all. And he's been pitched directly into grade 1 company. Generally speaking, it's not going to go well for you if you jump like that. The likes of Butch Cassidy, that thing had no chance whatsoever, especially on deep ground, against proper stairs. So, the yellow clay, as much as he got beaten last time out, he got beaten by a mare who was very well ridden, very well fancied, despite her price, because connections in the Racing Post were confident she was going to run a big race. And the yellow clay was given her weight, wasn't given the best of rides, and he still got up on the line to win. So that, for me, showed a horse that knows how to win, very determined, great attitude, had the best form and figures in the race, stays well, handles soft ground, ticked every single box, yet was still available to back at 5-2, 11-4. So it was just a no-brainer to have both horses on side for 1 point win. And the half a point each way double just covered us nicely. And if both of them did go in, as I hoped they would, then the short price each way double just jacks up the profit on the day quite nicely. We're not going to have another bet now today, Monday. There's nothing there for us today, nothing there for us tomorrow either, on Tuesday, and it's likely that there's going to be no mainline selections on Wednesday either. We don't rush. You know, we don't rush in the main line. All we care about is long-term profitability. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. The vast majority of punters are losing money. Simple as that. You need to be patient, okay? So, we're looking at Thursday. Thursday looks pretty good. You've got Clonmel, you've got Newbury. There's a nice spread of meetings on Thursday. Friday's probably not looking quite as good as Thursday, but both of them are better than the next 2 or 3 days put together. So, we'll be taking a little bit of a break in the main line over the next couple of days because the racing is crap. As usual, I will take a look over things, just flick over things, make sure that there's nothing that I'm missing, no opportunities that are being left to the side. But generally speaking, a lot of these kind of mid-deep winter cards in January and February, certain other little pockets of the year as well, parts of December, November, there's a lot of these meetings that can just be left alone, and we do that, and we focus on long-term profitability. Anyway, lovely day yesterday, and I'm looking forward to declarations for Thursday, which are coming through on Tuesday tomorrow at 10 a.m, and I'll get stuck into those as soon as they do. I will be having a look at Wednesday's racing pretty shortly, just in case we don't want to miss anything, and I will go over tomorrow's racing as well, just flick over things, make sure we don't miss anything. But generally speaking, I don't think we'll be back now until Thursday's racing, which I'm looking forward to.